So in front of me, I've got Milwaukee's brand new M18 Rebar cutter. And in this video, we are going to put it up against a standard angle grinder and a set of bolt cutters. Are they safer? Are they cleaner? And how much quicker are they to use? So let's roll the video and find out. So this tool is designed for the construction trade. Now it's safe to say these are a real investment, and hopefully in this video we'll find out if they're worth it or not. Now we have got varying rebar from 25mm all the way down to 8mm to see how this thing really competes against the other two options. What a beauty is the M18 FSAGSVO125X 32 standing for 32mm cutting capacity. So this will cut 32mm rebar. Right, let's fit the blade on. So two little knobs on the casing. That then allows the case to open like so. Allen key is stored on the rear of the handle. If you then take your Allen key and lock your motor, undo the little bolt there in the center, take the little cap out, and then the blade will actually only go in one way. So use the white marker there, on there, obviously because you've only got one direction of cut rotation on this machine. Back in with your little collar, and then do up your bolt in the center, and then obviously put your cap back over and do up your two knobs. And it is as simple as that. It comes with Milwaukee's power state motor delivering up to 2000 RPM. It's one key enabled, so you can link it up for tool tracking, locking and other machine benefits. So you can also change the anti-vibration handle position to 3 different points on the machine. You have a handy LED light fitted to this machine if you're working in dark environments. There's a tool tether point so you can safely work from height. And like most of the Milwaukee metalworking tools, it comes with a handy filter screen which can be removed and cleaned out. For increased safety, you have RAPIDSTOP, which stops the blade within 1 second of de-triggering the machine. So you can also fit a spark collection bag, which aids for a cleaner environment. We have a cut brake function, which we'll show you later in this video and how that works. And Milwaukee have specially designed a blade called a cermet blade for this machine, which produces cold and low sparks. And this machine will cut imperial size 5 rebar in 2 seconds. That's 15.875mm in new money. Right, we've seen the features, let's do some testing and let's bring on the contenders. Now, I'd like to say we got 3 different corners, but they are all red tools. So in the red corner, we have a grinder. In the other red corner, we have the rebar cutter. And in the third red corner, I have my own personal 14-inch Milwaukee bolt cutters. So we'll start off with the 8mm rebar and then work our way up to 25mm, because I don't think my bolt cutters are going to take the biggest size. And if they did, I think I'd have to be like Hulk. Now, we'll see how fast they are, how safe they are to use, but also for cleanliness, we could cut some M10 threaded bar to see if the nuts will go on after we use each machine. So let's set up the 8mm and get going. Right, 8mm rebar with the bolt cutters, 3 cuts, let's go. Let's get in there, get in the teeth of it. There's one bit. God, he went off with a twang. There's 2. 3. That was hard going. That's probably the limitations, those 14-inch bolt cutters. Right, so you can see by using the bolt cutters, obviously it sheared the rebar off. Certainly not a clean cut. And isn't going to be the safest option because those bits just went flying everywhere. Right, 8mm with the angle grinder. And the angle grinder is leaving a little bit of burring. Obviously it's hot to touch as well. And there's quite a few sparks coming off of it. Right, 8mm with the rebar cutter. There's hardly any burring, no sparks at all, and it's cold to touch. Now we could already see how much quicker this machine is over the other 2 processors. But just one thing to mention as well, you've got this guide plate down here, which you can actually adjust in to make the machine sort of safer to use as well. So you can open it up to obviously your 32mm measurement, and you can bring it in really close for smaller rebar as well. So I think we can all safely say these 14-inch bolt cutters have found their limitations. Okay for smaller rebar, but getting into the bigger stuff, certainly going to be a waste of time. So we're going to put those down. I mean, you might have bigger pairs that would obviously cope with the bigger sizes we got here today, but those, let's put those away, and we'll move on to now some 10mm rebar and put these machines through their paces. Angle grinder on 10mm rebar. Now the Milwaukee rebar cutter on 10mm rebar. Boom! That rebar cutter is mightily impressive. Right, 16mm rebar now. Lovely. There is literally no heat coming off that metal from cutting it with a rebar cutter, and look how clean a cut is given. So I suppose when you get up to this sort of size, 25mm and above, this is the sort of stuff you use in construction trades for sort of metal pilings to support concrete, because there is a lot of material and meat in this rod. And yeah, we're going to use the angle grinder first again, and then we'll move on to the rebar cutter. Look how smooth and clean that cut is. That is so cool. Compared to using an angle grinder, it's like chalk and cheese. And I couldn't even complete my third cut on my 25mm rebar with this one, because my angle grinding disc, I got that low that it wouldn't physically cut all the way through. So there's a real positive with going for something like this, because that blade will just last for, well, ages, I suppose, ages and ages, because it's not a blade that wears away like this, because you've obviously got a tipped blade. I really like that. That is a cool bit of kit. Now I can see, you know, why it would have the price tag that it's got, because obviously it is designed for those specialist trades. It's not designed for someone to, you know, pick up and do DIY at home to cut an odd nut and bolt. But yeah, that is seriously, seriously impressive. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video about how clean a cut it all gives. So we're going to now cut some M10 threaded bar and see if we can thread a nut on the end of these to, yeah, see which one's best, really. So we've just got some mild steel, and hopefully we can cut it with the bolt cutters, because obviously it's slightly softer, just to show you that obviously the nut does go on the end of the thread. There you go. Right, so bolt cutters first, and then angle grinder, and then the rebar cutter. It's going to go. There she goes. Will the nut go on? No, is the simple answer. Completely buggered up the thread. And now with me tiny little angle grinder disc, will the nut go on? No. Now I'm hoping the rebar cutter will do it. Looks a damn sight cleaner. Look at that. Look at that. So I think those tests have certainly proved that this machine is an absolute game changer compared to what you probably use to cut rebar now. I picked up the nuggets and that is still warm. I cut that about 5 minutes ago with the angle grinder, whereas this one here, which I cut, what, a couple of minutes ago, it is cold. I can hold that in my hand, no problem at all. That machine certainly cuts faster, it is certainly cleaner, and it is certainly safer. So if you are in the construction trade, that is certainly a machine you want to check out. And before we finish the video, let's check out that last feature, that cut brake system control, and actually see how close we can get to the surface while doing a cut. So the cut brake system on this tool works like this. As soon as the blade finishes its cut, it then senses it and it will stop the blade straight away without having to release your fingers off of the trigger. So to turn the cut brake system on, it's as simple as pressing that button there. So it stopped without me releasing the trigger. Good safety feature. Right, let's see how close it can cut to the surface. So as you can see, it'll cut 3 mil to the surface of the material we're trying to cut, which is pretty good. It's going to be better than an angle grinder, which you'd have to go in at an angle, and certainly better than bolt croppers. Now, when it comes to this machine, we're probably all on the same page. It is a sound investment for the right trade, but for your general DIYer or someone at home, this is not going to be a machine for you. These two are going to be better options for cutting the sort of smaller stuff, or obviously larger stuff, the angle grinder. But efficiency wise, time saving, longevity, that blade over this one, completely different, second to none, this machine. So that is the new Milwaukee M18 FSAGSVO125X rebar cutter. I think it's an awesome bit of kit. I think Milwaukee have done a great job with it. We're Machinery Nation and we bring you product videos every week all about tools and machinery. If you like this video, please subscribe, ding the notification bell, and let us know in the comments below if you've got any specialist tools, any brand. It'll be good to know what you've got. Anyway, we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Cheerio!